in the moments of your suffering, what have you tried to do in order to overcome that suffering? We're quite used to that noise, aren't we? This humming around us all the time that was external. But if I was to put maybe a microphone inside wherever you believe it's coming from, we would hear that from within you most of the time. Well, 99.9% of the time. I think I said to Uncle this week, there was a study done and something like 50,000 thoughts a day the average person has. Try counting them. That might stop them. Okay, let's have a little look into this. There's always a reason why I'm asking you to do things. It's honestly not to waste your valuable time, because it's very important while you're here. So put your hands up if you together found some similar experiences and similar ways of helping yourselves through suffering. Okay, good. Can you put your hands up if you'd found at least 6, 7, 8 different ways that in your lifetime so far you've looked for avenues for release? Can I ask, can you put your hand up if you've actually found the one and now you're in absolute stillness and perfection and every moment of your being is just bliss? No?
Yeah, kind of. Yes,
Okay. So, when life is happening, you'll notice that problems appear to arise. And those who've just said that you believe you found your bliss, there would never be a moment in your life where you would be affected by your health, by somebody else's health, where you would be concerned about your body, if that was true. These problems that appear in our life seem to happen over intervals of our time, and we try to find relief from them. You may have found that. Let's have a few examples. What have we done? Where have we gone? Someone give me an example. Because normally I talk about this and I want you to do some work today. So those who've come for the first time, welcome, because it's important that you do this work.
I use your CD.
The CD?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Having a stressful time.
Yeah. And, right, so that's a way of bringing ourselves inward. Good. What else?
I've been connecting with you.
Connecting with me, okay, yeah. Thank you. Yep. What else?
I've been using the frequency noises, the soft frequencies.
Frequency of noises, okay, good. Yeah.
I sit, not as often as more beneficial for me, but I do sit in silence.
Okay.
And also the deep rest thing. I walk myself.
Yeah.
I don't just
you just do it yourself.
I walk myself through it.
Okay, good. All
I see
right.
myself through it.
Right. If we were to get a big piece of paper, it could probably fill the whole of this environment around here. We could probably get a pen and note down exactly how many ways people have tried to bring themselves to that continuous bliss. What is that bliss? Well, it's I can't describe it. But it's not what you think, that's for certain. And it really cannot be said. When Tanya just said connecting, it can only be felt and it can only be experienced. So these different examples that we can find to free ourselves of, normally it's problems. Right, talking here, freeing ourselves of, let's look at problems. We've got health problems, we've got relationship problems, we've got work problems, financial problems, we've got my issue with the world problems, my issue with the politician problems, what to wear problem, how to look, problem. Not liking getting old, problem. In the world of spirituality, is what I wear the right thing, problem. There's so many. And most people are consumed by these little concerns to bigger problems on all different scales and levels throughout their day, not just once a year. Even getting to work can be a problem. The traffic can be a problem. My car not starting can be a problem. Not earning enough money can be a problem. My partner not understanding me in particular moments of my life can be a problem. Look at the different problems there are, then look at how we each individually cope on the level of the problem. For one, housework may not be a problem. For another, it's a huge problem that consumes every moment, whether wanting to do it, whether not wanting to do it. The world and the state of the world, for some people, it is not a problem. For others, they are continuously looking at ways to solve what they call a problem. Trying to fix others is a problem. You're seeing a problem. Trying to fix yourself. You're seeing a problem with yourself. So whatever you're trying to fix, and wherever you're looking and how you're looking and what you're doing to fix it, you are seeing a problem. As long as there is a problem, there is not perfection. And as long as there is not perfection, how can there be freedom, bliss? I know some of you have read a lot in here. I know some of you have watched, in today's world, I was very lucky as a child, all the YouTube channels and different, whoever teacher. I know that many of you have bought books and studied this. This can also be a problem. Because you're still not seeing perfection. So there are so many words that come from those books and from those YouTube channels and from those teachers. And we, just like with a problem, grasp onto it. The words of enlightenment. I'm very careful with that word. The words liberation and moksha, even freedom. We can grasp onto that. You see, because we then start believing that we've got to make ourselves free. That's what you were just exploring. You were just exploring the different ways. And some of the ways, some of them are very low level, in which just like that eagle will continue to be a chick and a chicken. Some of the ways are coming up to more of a medium level, where you're starting to get an inkling, more of an inkling of peace. But in those levels, those ways, there can be many traps. Many traps. Many traps that can pull you into that way and make you think that that's the way, it's the only way, and everything else is a not so good way, so I'll just stick with this way, and the people in the other ways I don't want much to do with. And then we go to the higher levels. And even those levels can take us so far. So we're looking at the spiritual disciplines. The yogas, Buddhism, whatever ism there is. Again, it's only an ism. It's only a philosophy. And if you aren't careful, even that can only take you so far, pull you into a trap and take you somewhere else again. So these thoughts, the 50,000 of them, talk to your partner next to you now and just tell them if you often hear these thoughts, if you often follow these thoughts, if you often, when you're hearing these thoughts, act upon them. Just that. All you've got to do is just discuss, when I hear my thoughts, I listen to them. My little bell. Okay. Do we notice how thoughts seem to be given quite some importance in our life? Put your hands if you notice that thoughts, we give quite a lot of importance to them in our life. Then you're not there. So 50,000 thoughts a day, and you probably notice that there were all kinds of thoughts that you may have been talking about. Obviously some you wanted to keep to yourselves. And put your hands up if you did actually listen and be maybe affected by some. Can you put your hands if you're affected by some thoughts? Right? Joyful thoughts I'm talking about as well. Even, oh, so-and-so had this, is this so nice? I must do this and do this and do this now. I'm not just talking about painful thoughts. A thought is a thought. You haven't got to put your hand up, you might just give me the little look in your own way. Has anybody experienced pain from thoughts? Oh, thank you. Look at that honesty. Thank you. Anybody experienced loneliness through thoughts? Anybody experienced love through thoughts? Anybody experienced panic and fear from thoughts? Oh, you're all putting your hand up. You're good. Anybody experienced worry and stress and nightmare in thoughts? Yeah, everyone's been there. Yeah, thoughts, they can really get us. So those thoughts that we have where we're experiencing these different states, have you noticed that from those particular thoughts come different emotions and feelings? Have you noticed that when there's a thought that I'm such a bad person, I feel so bad, that we can actually feel it and then we can actually act upon it in a certain way, where it can either make us become even, is this a word, badder, worse, or we can act upon it in such a way with those thoughts where we can make a change. So would you say thoughts are very powerful? Would you say those thoughts are your thoughts? It's not a trick question. Don't try and be clever here, and don't try and be clever and say, I'm not going to say it because it might be wrong or it might be right, I'm not sure. Yeah, come on, if you're so governed by thoughts, even you're sitting here right now, I can tell exactly who's thinking, who's not. If you're so governed by thoughts, is it who you are? Are those thoughts what make you? Then why do you believe in them so much?
Because we get caught up in the same thoughts, and we do start believing them, even though they're not true.
Okay.
So they might be true.
Okay. Yeah, we can explore that.
There's always thoughts.
There's always thoughts.
Even when the only time you don't get thoughts I find is when I meditate, but otherwise, but even then it can take me a long time to clear, but otherwise, I just think there's thoughts.
There's thoughts. This is good. So, a beautiful, beautiful being was really wanting to see a deity or god known as Vishnu. And Vishnu was this being's deity. A bit like for some people, their deity is the Buddha, whatever it may be. And every day he prayed, or she prayed, that I want to see Vishnu. I have to see Vishnu. I want to be with Vishnu. And every day for so long, it was all that maybe he or she thought about. It was their main thought. And one day, on their knees, They opened their eyes, I'm going to say they rather than he or she, opened their eyes and there was Vishnu. Rubbed eyes a few times, blinked, looked. Oh my goodness, there's Vishnu, finally here. Vishnu's heard me yearn and want. And hello Vishnu, bow at Vishnu's feet, so happy. And Vishnu says, would you please go and grab me a glass of water? Okay, it's Vishnu. I'll go and grab a glass of water. So, back in the day it was, no taps, no glasses actually. So, went off into more of a wild wilderness place, found a well, and as about to get a scoop of water, suddenly in front there was an island. And I saw that island every day when we went to get water, but on this island there stood a beautiful lady. Absolutely stunning. Oh, couldn't believe it. Never seen her before. And she was waving, can you please help me? Can you please help me? I need your help. I can't, I'm going to go back to he now, or whatever you want to believe. I can't leave her there. I have to go and help her. There's a little boat, some oars, rows across, excited, happy, can't wait to get there. Got to go and save her. Oh, I'll do my good deed for the day. Vishnu will be happy, but I'll do my good deed for the day. Rows across the little lake, water, whatever you want to call it. It's a story, we can change it. And the beautiful lady, oh, thank you so much, you're my hero. I love you. Thank you, you're brilliant, you've saved me. Well, he was taken so back by her beauty, not only her external beauty, but this beauty she had from within, that he offered her to come inside the boat, and he said, where would you like to take you? Well, I have to go to this other island. I don't know how I got here. Something really weird happened to me today. He took her to another island. On the way, they got chatting. They found lots of similarities, familiarities. They got lots in common, and this wonderful bond started happening. And they rowed in this boat together, and they kept rowing, and they got to her island, and guess what? She took him to go meet her mother, because she had to say thank you and get her parents to say thank you to him. And he got there, and everybody made a feast because he saved the daughter. And at that time, they were all getting on so well, the family. He loved the island, this new island. He loved the way of life there. And they got married. And then they had children. And time just went on really quickly. And then one day, this terrible storm happened. Such a severe storm that no one was prepared for. Life happens like that sometimes. And the storm came in, and things started to be swept away by the storm. Houses were ruined, boats were ruined, food was taken away, people being taken away. He was holding on to his family, dear life, holding on to them, trying to get them into a boat, trying to do anything he could do. His mother-in-law was taken away. Wasn't too upset about that, but children, oh my God, his children were taken away. He was devastated, he didn't know what to do, but his beloved, his wife, he couldn't let go of her. He couldn't let go, and she was taken away. He got down to his knees, and he prayed, devastated. And then appeared Vishnu. Did you get me that glass of water? Said Vishnu. That's what thoughts do. When you really believe that's who you are. You know, this beloved came to him as Vishnu, right there in that moment of stillness and glory. Wonderful test Vishnu gave. All that prayer, all that meditation that he was doing. Go and get a glass of water. In that moment, look how many things happened that he called his life. Look how he was so distracted away from what was true. Look how he was taken to so many different states of emotions. And we just talked about that in 5-10 minutes, that story. You look at your life, what I'm trying to get you to do today, and look how many emotions you go through. How many states, how many experiences, how many times of change. how many different people you meet and different people come and go. The fact that you say to me you're getting old and life is going quick, and you're watching others get old, and you're watching others pass by. And yet still, you continue upon that journey. You continue to be swayed by your thoughts, by your beliefs, by your experiences, never realizing what is.